Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Kageyama, and I'd like to welcome everyone here to Be Your Own Hero. I'm a stage 4 prostate, bone, and lung cancer patient been dealing with cancer since 2021. I'm also a survivor as well, uh, doing very well, and I am just so thrilled today. I started to put up more lush scenery because it's springtime now, and we want to brighten up everybody's day. But I have a very, very interesting and unusual interview today. A former guest, Amanda Ferraro, uh, who I shot 2 or 3 videos. Did I do
Yeah.
3 with you?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. And her son, Isaac, who's 10 years
Hi,
old.
guys.
He's a superstar, and you're going to have a chance to meet him. So I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Amanda. Amanda, please reintroduce yourself. Tell us who you are, a little bit about your story, and what you're doing these days.
Okay, so my name is Amanda Ferraro. I'm a two-time acute myeloid leukemia survivor and a stem cell transplant recipient. Currently waiting on the results of my patient advocate board certification test. So I'm looking forward to being a board certified patient advocate. So my dream is to work in hospitals with cancer patients to make sure they have the rights that they are promised and get the medication they need and help with cost and all of the things that come along with cancer diagnosis. I've also been lucky enough to write a book with so many wonderful co-authors, Perspectives on Cancer. This is volume 2. You could purchase it on Amazon if you type perspectives of cancer into the search bar. I go with NCCS, which is the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship, to Washington, D.C. We're going, this will be my third year. We're going in the end of June. Also, the Survivorship Act that allows a 5-year cancer care plan for cancer survivors. I was part of developing that, which is so amazing. I love rallying around cancer, doing all things cancer. I just feel like there's so many aspects of it that aren't talked about and spoken about. And I really want to debunk this taboo around the word cancer. And I really feel like it starts at home. And so my sister was diagnosed with cancer. She had brain cancer when she was 6 years old. My grandfather had esophageal cancer. My mom's sister, my maternal aunt, had lung cancer. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, we spoke about it with Isaac very openly and talked about what it was going to look like for us, what our family was going to be doing. And I feel like that helped him so much. And that's why he's able to do what he's doing today, right? Yeah.
You've
When I
also need you also need to mention that you're going to be a keynote speaker.
Oh
Uh,
yes, that's coming up in October. So October 5th and 6th, for the Perspectives on Cancer in-person event in Vermont. I'll be the keynote speaker. Which is I'm so excited about that. There's gonna be so many amazing people there. Just coming together with other cancer patients and survivors is always amazing. But the group of people surrounding Tim Sohn seem to be like superheroes. Everybody he knows. So I'm so honored and so lucky to be doing that as well. It's very exciting.
so are you going to go with your mom, Isaac?
I'm thinking about it, but when it comes up, think about it. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Um, anything else? Oh, um, what are your thoughts about uh, cancer and in the relationship of cancer with kids, from your perspective, and then we'll get Isaac's perspective as well.
Okay.
I mean, you talked about being open and honest and everything like that. So talk more about that, please.
Yeah, so when my sister was 6 years old, I think I was 8 when she was diagnosed with cancer. And I remember my mom finding out and telling us for the first time. And she was just honest, like, okay, your sister has cancer. But prior to her having cancer, my aunt had cancer. So I watched my mom change dressings, give her medication, my aunt's hair falling out, her throwing up, not being able to go in the pool with us, being, weaker and pale and sick. But it was never hidden from us. Although we didn't know everything that was going on and didn't know all of the like raw things, bills, stuff like that. My family was honest and they just this is what your aunt has. This is what it is called. This is what she needs. This is why we're going to the doctor's office. This is why we're always over there, but we need her. And as a family, we do things together. And as a family, you love her and that love is going to help her. So you need to show her that. And just coming together in everything that we did, whether it was my aunt or my sister or my grandfather, it was very, this is what it is. It's this cancer. This is what they're going to go through. And we need your love and your support to help them out through it because that's what's going to get them through. And that's what we did. And it was very, emotional for us. But at the same time, whether it was just me or me and my sister, we felt like we were really helping them because that's what was told to us. Draw pictures, give hugs, share love. And all of that was like a big band-aid for, what they were going through and how they were feeling. And your love and support can help, this person, whether it would be my aunt or my sister or my grandfather. And, oh, God bless you. And that's really kind of what opened my eyes to the mental health part of it, the talking about it, the not having taboo, what's going on, not knowing what's happening. And it really helped, I think, a lot mentally too, being able to talk about what we were going through, what they were going through, getting it off of our chest. So I used what I've known from my family to explain it to Isaac and really bring him into the conversation. And you gotta cover your mouth, you silly. And just help him to understand, from a child standpoint, what I was going through, but how he could help with it.
Isaac, before you fall asleep, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it past your bedtime there?
No, he just woke up a little early today. That's all.
Okay. So as your mom is going through this cancer journey,
Yeah.
how did you feel? Were you scared? Were you, what kind of emotions were you feeling?
So when I found out when my mom wasn't at home, I was like scared, I was sad, and like I was like, where was my mom? And it was just me and my dad, and sometimes my nana would come and try to cheer me up and stuff. It made me sad, but my mom she used to come back from the hospital. Uh, she used to come back to the house, and then I would have to say hi to her, give her hugs and stuff, and then she would have to go back to the hospital. I didn't really know why she had to go back to the hospital and why she couldn't stay here. It's because later I learned out that she had cancer. And when I got cancer, uh, I was sad and I was heartbroken. But I wouldn't be here without her today.
So what did you understand about cancer back then?
What I understood is that you have to go to the hospital and that
Medicine.
like you have to get medicine, like shots and stuff, and you can potentially die if you don't take that stuff. So
And what about the doctors?
yeah, the doctors gotta like give you all this IV and stuff like that. Make sure you're all right, and like a blood bag and stuff. I'm not
So did,
100% sure because I haven't been through cancer, thank God. But I went to the hospital and saw my mom, and it was just heartbroken when her hair was gone.
I bet. It's a heartbreaking thing when you're used to seeing your mom with hair and all of a sudden, she doesn't have any. So,
Yes.
I mean, I really commit. You know what I find interesting is kids that have been surrounded by cancer are so much more mature,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's it's amazing how cancer elevates the maturity level of people
Yes.
involved.
Yeah, but I think you kind of have to. What I mean, if you have cancer when you're a child, obviously your life completely changes. And you have like you learn different things and your life changes and it's difficult and you're put into a situation that a lot of other children aren't, but also like children of parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles who have cancer, like when if they're close to them, they do learn so much, but they're also like they learn empathy and they really learn how to use their senses on if this person's happy or sad, or how I can make this person happy or what I can do. And I don't know if it's like growing up too fast, but it's, you know, there's just like this like caretaking role that they fall into kind of. And I think that it makes them, I don't want to say like adult or like grow up, but it definitely gives them more of like a perspective, and they definitely seem to have their eyes opened a little bit more and they're a lot more empathetic.
So Isaac, what did you do for your mom while she was very sick?
So when she was sick, you know, it was hard. And when I saw her, I was happy to see her. And I gave her like coffee cups, I gave her candy and stuff,
And
presents, everything,
pictures,
pictures,
balloons.
and
Did you call
stuff.
me all the time?
I called you every time. I used to use a tablet and stuff. Used to write you letters, all
Yeah.
that stuff. It was just sad to see that she wasn't home, but I get to see her, and I would want to stay at the hospital because I want to see my mom,
Yeah.
but I couldn't because I had to go home and eat and stuff like that. So go to sleep on a bed instead of a chair or something like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
got to
how
eat, don't you?
yeah.
yeah,
And when you came to the hospital, what would you bring with you?
I would bring
Pictures?
pictures and I would bring my tablet.
Right? And mommy called you every morning, right?
Yeah, you did call me every morning.
Like we had a schedule basically where um they weren't supposed to technically come up because he was just like so young, but my oncologist let him come up. It was kind of basically I told him, um I'm not leaving my son and I really don't want to go to the hospital to have treatment. But he said, if we make a rule as saying he can come up once a week, will you do treatment? And I said, yeah. So we stuck him in. They put me in a room right by the elevator and they would sneak him in so he didn't see anybody else. Um, but he would come with gifts, and we had a schedule every day. I would call in the morning, and then when he got home from daycare, and then at night when they were eating, and then right before bed, we, every single day, I put the schedule in place for myself, but it also helped him knowing, okay, well, I'll talk to my mommy this time, and this time. He would share things from school and pictures and movies or something he did with Nana and boat rides. And I mean,
Everything.
yeah, he shared so much with me, and it really helped me get through my days because it was hard.
Family's everything,
Yeah,
absolutely everything.
yeah,
And it's the importance really increases when you do have cancer, is great family support, right?
yeah, yeah.
So Isaac,
Yeah.
you're up. Tell us about what you've done with your book and your website, uh, and why you did those things.
So I did it because if there's any like mom or dad or parent out there that
Well, why don't you show us your book?
Oh, here it
oh
is.
yeah, it's when my mom got sick.
Wow, that is a great cover.
Yeah.
So, did you put the whole book together?
So I didn't make the book myself, but my mom helped me with some of the words and picture stuff. So that's how I got it from. But then I told her the words so she can type it in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So it's super simple. It's like, 1 to 2 sentences a page. And then we put these like smiley faces on the bottom, which was Isaac's idea. So in play therapy, or, even therapy, they ask how you're feeling based on a smiley face scale. So it's like 1 through 5. If you're happy, or you're, medium, or you're sad. And it was always like, okay, so how are you feeling today with these smiley faces? And it was easy because he was only 3.5 when I was first diagnosed. So it was a way for us and the therapist and him to express himself. So then he wanted to add it into his book to show, my mommy got sick and I was sad, so other kids could relate, right?
Yeah. And about my website, the reason why I did the website is
Whoa, what is the name of your website?
Cancer is an Imposter.
CancerisAnimposter.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you
And
change it?
No, I actually stick to that because
That's his website.
Yeah.
And why did you
Okay.
want to create that website?
I wanted to create that website because if there's any parent, mom, or dad that wants to tell their kid and make them happy, this is the website.
And you have books about cancer and
Yeah,
stuff on there?
books about cancer and how to do stuff to make you feel better, like draw pictures, like tutorials on how to draw pictures and stuff like that. Make like activities to do to make your life more fun while you have cancer. And yeah.
And there's videos like explaining as well, right?
Yeah. So like I was saying, if a parent or mom or dad wants to show their kid with cancer this website, they are welcome to.
Really impressed. That is awesome. Absolutely. What kind of response do you get from that?
What do you mean?
How do people like you having a website, and what are things that they say about your website?
They say it's good, and they like how my book is written, and they like how honest and how like
There's educational materials too, right?
yeah, there's educational materials. And yeah, it just expresses my feelings, which is not all kids are usually able to do. And I'm the kid who wrote a book about my feelings, and if you read the whole book, at the end, there is a thing at the my feelings journal.
Oh, wow.
So if you're
That's
feeling
really
like,
cool.
yeah, so if somebody buys it and their mom has cancer, or if anybody has cancer, or their dad has cancer, anybody who has cancer, the feeling journal's right here. So they
And
can
what do you
write how they're feeling, like I feel sad, I feel happy, or something like that.
So in play therapy, we used, well, when he was younger, we used pictures back and forth to like show this is how Isaac is feeling. And then I would draw one and show like this is I feel the same way. And then when he got a little bit older, we could write back and forth. This is how I'm feeling. And I would answer, I feel the same way. I'm scared. I'm tired. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I'm praying too, and whatever it was. So he added it on to the end of the book. So that way, if whoever buys it or is talking about it, they could write in the book as well and say, like when I had cancer, when my mom had cancer, like I was really sad, but it made me happy too. And then you could list some things. And that way it's also like a reminder and you have it and you can go back years later and look through all that and see your progress, or it might help you realize that you got over it so much. So it helped Isaac, so he wanted to add that.
It's awesome. So would you mind showing us your favorite page?
Okay, so my favorite page is when, obviously at the end, when it's got this smiley face to show how I'm feeling, which is really happy that my mom came back, and it says, when my mom was sick, but she's better now. And then it shows
Wow,
picture. Oh, this picture.
that is awesome. That is really awesome. I just commend you and keep going and keep doing what you're doing, Isaac,
I'm
because
making, like I was saying, I was making a new book. So this one, um, this other book that I might making is probably gonna be an upgrade to this.
oh wow, is it going to be a part two or a totally separate book?
I think it's gonna be about something else, but
He loves writing.
yeah, I like writing.
It's helped me, and I think like through me expressing how writing has helped and me having a website, it's helped him as well. Even through like therapy and stuff, writing has been an outlet for both of us that has helped. And I think the response he's gotten from his book and, me sharing it with people and people reaching out and wanting him to be a part of things, he's realized that he can help make a change as well. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can use your voice for something good. That's what he's doing.
Words are so powerful. And when I was growing up, I was always like annoyed by having to do English homework and grammar and all that kind of stuff. But, at some point I realized, and it hasn't been that long ago, how you can really affect, and it's made a difference since since social media came on and the internet. I mean, your words are so much more powerful today than they ever were. So keep doing it, Isaac. That is really, really fantastic. I admire that tremendously. I've got two final questions for you, both of you.
Okay.
And you could decide who wants to go first. What are your final thoughts for this interview? Is the first question.
Final thoughts. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is like
Be open about cancer.
like
Talk about
be
cancer.
like talk about your feelings and be honest to the people, like your adults and your parents or your guardian. And if you tell them, they might do something about it. They might go to a doctor, they might go to a hospital. If you're not feeling good, you should always tell them you should always tell them now before later.
Oh, wow. That's a really good thing. Wow.
It's really
I
good.
never thought about it like that. Like if you're sick, you tell somebody you're sick, but it's same thing for mental. If you're sick and you're not feeling well and there's something on your mind, say it. Oh my God. That was amazing. He
Great.
blows me away. He
That was a
blows
great
about
answer.
his mom. Oh my God. That was so good. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Your turn, Amanda.
I can't beat that. Um, what he said, ditto. I just, you know, I always say there's no black and white. Cancer is all gray. It's never you get diagnosed, you go through treatment, and then you either die or you don't. That's not cancer at all whatsoever. It's so many different things. There's so many different cancers. There's so many different people, and there's so many different emotions. Right. Talk about it. Get what you're feeling off of your chest. Be raw, be real, and let people know, what you're going through. I think being told you have cancer and the way you're told you have cancer really starts the anxiety and the PTSD, especially because it's so taboo. And, in movies and Hollywood, it's like, okay, cancer, and then, they don't make it. And that's really what the public persona is of cancer. But with people like Isaac and me and you and Tim and Boyd and Zareta and everyone, just being open and honest and talking about it helps so many people, and it can help yourself too, and it's a form of therapy I love. And I think that's probably my number one takeaway is don't ever be afraid to be open and honest.
Yeah.
Speak your truth.
Beautiful. Okay. This is not cancer related.
Okay.
This last question. And the question is how would you make the world a better place? Today's world, how would you make it a better place? So why don't you go first, Amanda, and let Isaac
Okay.
think about
You
it.
think about it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. How would I make the world a better place? Well, number one, free healthcare, I think would be amazing. Genetic testing, would probably from birth, I think would save so many lives. Really, I really think like free healthcare, I think would make the world a better place. I think um there'd be so much better, mental health because of access to therapy and psychiatrists and, psychologists and getting the help you need, whether that's medication or just talking it out, whether you have diabetes or cancer, getting the help you need, not waiting, not having, thousands of dollars of medical debt or losing your house or having to choose between, living and paying medical bills or, buying food or not being able to, needing medications. Um, I think that's that would be my presidential campaign, would to be being open and honest, telling the truth, and being able to provide medical care to anyone who needs it.
Well, Isaac,
Yeah.
you're up on the stage. How would Isaac make the world a better place? Today's world, how would you make it a better place?
If I could, if I found the cure to cancer, this place would be better than ever. And if I did, then I would look for the recipe for like a day or how many hours. That's number one. Number two is like throwing in your trash, recycling and stuff. because you said it's not cancer related, but yeah, so recycling. Like my mom said, like health and like doctors, treatment and stuff like that. And yeah, like jobs, police officers, all those kind of people. And like firefighters. I can go all day. But yeah. So no littering, uh like jobs and the cure to cancer.
Wow. I'm voting for you for the
Me
next
too.
president. Wow. Amazing. That's what I mean by the maturity. I mean, your normal 10-year-old would not be able to spout that out. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that is fantastic.
See how amazing you are? Oh.
Amanda and Isaac, I thank you so much for your time, for sharing your thoughts. And it was, I really enjoyed it. I never do an interview with, this is the first interview I've done with somebody as young as you. The youngest interview that
That's
I,
the first.
the interview that I did that was the youngest was 16. So yeah, you beat him by 6 years. So
In history.
He's in history.
Yeah.
thank you so much. And I'd like to thank everyone out there for joining us at To Be Your Own Hero. Please like, make a comment, subscribe, and join us next week at To Be Your Own Hero. Thank you so much, and I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next time.